Hello everyone and welcome to Sweden for the fourth round of the GP Manager season, and we're ready on the grid for the GPM2 race. And on pole position it is the most recent race winner Max Verstappen for Suzuki X-Star Racing, but then it's both Leighton House racing cars in second and third place. It's Paul Aron just ahead of Rafael Villa-Gomez there. Behind them, our season opener winner Fernando Alonso looking to bounce back after a couple of poorer races for the Spaniard. Behind him on the grid, a fellow Spaniard in Gabriel Bortoleto. They're lining up in the fifth position for Go-Kart Twin Blade, looking to add more points to their collection so far this season. Just behind him, that's Jack Aitken in the Muscle Moose Racing Team car, with the teammate to Max Verstappen, our pole sitter Ritomo Miata, lining up just behind him in 7th spot. 8th place goes to the MTV racing car of Ayumu Iwasa, with Scott Dixon finally starting ahead of someone. This time, in fact, quite a few people. An incredible 9th place qualifying position for Scott Dixon. Big change compared to what he's been used to so far this season. Behind him, it is the Go-Kart Twin Blade car of Pato O'Ward, with the two Canadian racing cars after a poor time in their home Grand Prix. Once again, both cars starting outside the top 10 here. They're going to look to try and make some places up if they want to get points in this one. Behind them, it is Kevin Estre in the second of the MTV racing cars, with Sebastian Vettel lining up just behind him in 14th spot. And the big surprise from qualifying, it's Andrea Kimi Antonelli, the championship leader, who will start dead last on the grid after crashing in qualifying. He has got his work cut out for him if he wants to try and keep that championship lead after today's race. All the cars are ready then as the 5 red lights come on. We are racing and we're underway for round 4 of the season here in Sweden, and it's Verstappen with a strong launch away from pole position. Aron looking for the inside line into turn number 1, going to break deeper, just about has an overlap, but Verstappen will squeeze him all the way to the inside curb and will hold on to the lead, although Aron with a much better exit drive up the hill. Lovely stuff from the Leighton House driver. He moves up into the lead, but he goes wide, and Verstappen's back through into it. Lovely pass there from Verstappen, very opportunistic. Alonso, meanwhile, up into third place. Villa-Gomez trying to fend off Jack Aitken, who's made a good start. Bortoleto dropping a position there. Miata up a couple of spots too. He's looking good at the moment. Evans into the top 10 at the moment for Canadian Racing. Battling away though with Pato O'Ward, and actually takes advantage of Scott Dixon, who goes offline, their fellow countrymen there, both drivers from New Zealand. Side by side there as we head on to the long back straight through the tunnels, and Dixon does look like he's going to have a chance to retake that position, although on exit Evans has done a better job. As we look towards the front of the field, it is Verstappen that leads Aron and Alonso. Is it going to stay that way as we head to the hairpin? Aron having a look to the inside line. Verstappen will squeeze him right up to the apex, and Verstappen will hold on to the front of the field. Behind them, Iwasa battling away there with Miata. Vettel already up 5 positions on lap number 1. Stunning start from the German driver, and he is already looking like he is on a charge today. Back at the front though, it's getting very close for the lead here. It's going to be 3 wide into turn number 1. Alonso to the inside, Aron in the middle, Verstappen on the outside. Through the corner they go. It's Alonso who's going to take the lead. Away from Verstappen, Aron to second, and that's Villa-Gomez making it a double podium position at the moment for the Leighton House team. Verstappen drops down all the way into 4th position as Vettel is trying to get another position away here from Ritomo Miata. Antonelli just behind them as well, also with a very strong start, up 6 positions already for the championship leader. That's what he had to do. Absolutely necessary for him, as Miata looks as though he is just going to fend off Sebastian Vettel as they head through in the next part of the lap there. Battle on for 6th position now. Iwasa on the tail of Bortoleto. Iwasa with a best finish so far this season of 8th position. Bortoleto exactly the same, 9th for him with a best finish. So both of these drivers looking for a PB this race, and it's Iwasa that will take that position away from him. Miata will lose the place as well to Sebastian Vettel. We could have seen that one coming there after the last lap, getting very close in with the progress Vettel made on lap 1. He is clearly going in one direction at the moment. Antonelli on the tail of Miata, trying to make the pass now for 9th position. Miata going to fade now to the back end of the top 10. Antonelli up now a position for the 7th time in this race, as Vettel does the same. 7 places gained for him too. as he moves into 7th position just ahead of Bortoletto. Bortoletto still could have a PB result if he stays where he is now, but Antonelli behind him is looking very hungry indeed. So Bortoletto could be in a spot of bother there as we head towards turn number 1. Vettel very close to the back of Iwasa. Is he going to get his 8th position in this race? To the inside of turn number 1. Later on the brakes of the Muscle Moose Racing Team worldwide entry, and up into 6th position. Sebastian Vettel on a charge now, just a position behind his teammate, who started way further up the grid than him. Antonelli also up a spot there in turn 1 into 8th place as well, as now we're going to see the two Muscle Moose cars battling it out into the hairpin. Vettel, is this going to be position number 9 gained for him in this race? It is indeed, and this time from his teammate. He will make the pass on Aitken. Aitken not having the start of this race he would have been hoping for, very much not going in the direction he would have expected, especially whilst his teammate has such electric pace. Antonelli's into the pit lane. Drama for Antonelli and Bortoletto. Two drivers battling at the back end of the top 10 there. Championship leader is into the pits, and surely out of contention for points here today. Aitken, meanwhile, fighting back on Vettel into turn number 1, and is going to try and retake this position away from his teammate. These two, with the pace that they've shown so far, should be able to work together and bridge that gap to the cars ahead. But if they're going to battle like it looks like they're going to, they might make life just that little bit more difficult for them, and their team principal will not be happy as the top 4 manage to pull away from these two as they continue to squabble through turn number 1. Scott Dixon up another spot there. He's into 7th place. We've seen him make some charging drives already this season. Looks like he could well be doing the same thing here today as the battle for the lead is back on here. Aaron having a little bit of a look, shaping up for a move into turn number 1. He's going to go for it late to the inside of Alonso. Alonso leaves space, a little bit of a brush of wheels there, but it's going to be Paul Aaron and Leighton House who will take the lead away from Fernando Alonso. And for the first time really in this championship, we're seeing a good squabble for the lead early on in this race. We've seen last lap passes, well, we've seen one last lap pass, and that was last time out. This time it looks like they're going to be battling much earlier on. Aaron Tolivia Gomez wasn't quite able to follow his teammate through, but Alonso immediately fighting back here for the lead, trying to show that perhaps he was just managing his stuff, wasn't pushing too hard just yet, taking his time, and he will take that lead back away from Paul Aaron. Perhaps Alonso has a little bit more pace in the tank that he's just not quite using just yet, as we have another teammate duo about to do battle here as we head towards turn number 1. It's Estra on the inside of Iwasa, the two MTV racing cars, both inside the point-paying positions. As mentioned, Iwasa, best finished of 8th so far this season, could match it if he can make that pass back on his teammate, but Estra for now is through and up into that 8th position. Kevin Estra with a best finish of 6th, and that came last time out in Canada, so he's got a bit of work to do if he wants to set his PB. As what could happen here, I wonder. The Muscle Moose Racing cars are battling into turn 1 once more. Aitken on the back of Vettel to the inside into turn number 1. Vettel trying to hold on all the way around the outside with the battle for the lead happening just ahead of them. You'd really expect these two to want to try and work together to catch up, but nope, seems like that's not quite a plan for them at the moment, as we see again a similar battle going on further down the order. Estra with Iwasa right on his tail into turn number 1. Iwasa wants to try and get one up on his teammate here. Estra with more points scored so far this season. He has been the lead driver, but not comfortably in terms of pace, as he goes a little bit wide there on exit, and that will let Miata through, but will he be able to complete the pass here as they head into the S's? Miata staying side by side Estra with the inside line though. We imagine that will probably be enough to hold on unless Miata is feeling astonishingly brave. He's going to try it. He clipped the grass a little bit there. That won't have helped his chances, but surely he will have to back out now, and Estra will hold on to that position in 9th spot. Aitken, meanwhile, has managed to reel in to Max Verstappen, so the Muscle Moose cars have managed to catch someone at least. But are they going to pass him, or are they going to pass each other again? As Vettel goes to the inside, diving it down the inside of Aitken into the hairpin, but he's going to try and get Verstappen as well. Well, that's certainly one way of doing it. Vettel's double overtake into the hairpin. Beautiful stuff there from the German driver. He moves into 4th position, and finally has somebody between him and his teammate. Maybe finally this will allow him to try and drive away from this pack, which he seems to have been a little bit stuck in at the moment. Verstappen down into 5th spot after starting on pole position, going in the direction I don't think anyone expected in this one. The defending race winner, winning last time out in Canada, comes here with a lot of pressure, took pole position, but so far not so good. He has faded back from that lead trio of drivers. Can Vettel join them and make it a quadrant of drivers battling for this lead? as we see Estra and Owasa battling it out into turn number 1 again. These two slightly less to fight for. It seems Dixon has driven off into the distance with that group of cars ahead of them. Estra through into 8th spot. This seems to be more for pride amongst teammates, as long as they don't lose out too much ground to Miata, who is not that far behind them. As you can also see, that's Evans and O'Ward also in the background behind this battle, battling for the final couple of points paying positions, which are of course all important. Iwasa on the inside will be ahead of his teammate once more. The Frenchman drops back as O'Ward is going to try and complete the pass here on Evans. The Go-Kai Twin Blade driver trying to get up the order. O'Ward with a best finish of 8th this season so far. 12th, where he currently sits, isn't going to add anything to his tally for the season so far. Another one of these drivers that sort of has been stuck around this part of the field most of the season, which means that trying to score big points has been difficult for them. As Sebastian Vettel, somebody that is not having trouble scoring big points, to the inside and into 3rd position. This group of cars, perhaps with Vettel at the head of it, has allowed them to get that a little bit quicker, has reeled in to the leading group of drivers. Vettel has pulled Verstappen, Aitken, Dixon all up to the back of Villagomez, who fades into 4th place, and now will have to look in his mirrors at Max Verstappen as they head down towards turn number 1. Villagomez, can he put a charge back on Vettel though? He's got the slipstream. It looks like he might just have to run here. Verstappen's having a look as well in to turn number 1. Villagomez, can he brake late enough? Can he do it? No, not quite able to. Vettel will hold on to 3rd place into turn number 1. And now he will try and reel this group up into Aaron, which is exactly what he has done. And on lap 16 of 24, there's still a third of this race to go. Alonso may have run away a little bit out front, but Sebastian Vettel's pace at the moment is really making me wonder if he can't be caught. And the way Vettel's brought people with him so far, he could well bring this entire train of now 6 cars up to the race leader if he has the pace that he has shown so far. Into 2nd, Sebastian Vettel. What a charge from 14th on the grid. Could this be one of those epic drives? Could he possibly do it? Can he go all the way to victory from 14th? It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. You can see the gap. It's quite sizable. But who knows what's possible as they're going to go free wide into turn 1 here. This certainly won't help his challenge for the win. Villagomez, Aaron all battling it out into turn 1. Aaron trying to retake 2nd position, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Vettel going to be forced on a little bit wide, and that will let Villagomez back through as well. So the 2 Leighton House drivers at the moment very much focused on their own race here. They could get both cars through into the Grand Prix for the first time this season. They've had 1 or 2 starts, but that is all so far. Alonso, though, perhaps a mistake on this last lap, has dropped the ball, and it's allowed Aaron to reel them in. And with it, Villagomez, Vettel, Verstappen, Aitken, and Dixon, and Aaron's going for the lead here. Can he take it away? Can he make it 4 different winners in the first 4 races of the season? He's taken the lead away, and with 6 laps left at the end of this one, he doesn't have too much longer that he has to defend this lead for. Alonso perhaps pushed too hard too soon. Does he have the speed to fight back here? You can see his lap times have fallen away from what he was setting earlier, but he does just about have enough to send it to the inside of Aaron into the hairpin. These two with a little bit of a gap back to Villagomez, making them feel a little bit more comfortable in battling away. Not too big of a risk that they may get past while squabbling with each other. Vettel, Villagomez both quite close to 3rd position as well. Aaron dropping back into 2nd with the slipstream though down the main straight. Can he try and make this pass back up again? There will be lap traffic not too far up into the distance, and we've seen that before in this championship. Aaron to the inside of turn number 1. He's going to take the lead back away from Alonso. And can the Estonian driver for Leighton House take victory here in Sweden? Not quite a home Grand Prix, but one of the closer races to home for the Estonian driver. He is in the lead at the moment, but look at that, it's Juan Pablo Montoya. Luckily not on the final lap this time, but he has bunched up the leaders, and the top 3 are all nose to tail now. Can Villagomez get in the mix as well here? The 2 Leighton House drivers battling away with Fernando Alonso. It's 2v1 for the win here in Sweden, and it's going to be Alonso on the inside. Aaron trying to go all the way around the outside and hold that position, but not quite able to do it. Vettel is now right on the tail of this group as well. Aitken in the mix as well. Verstappen has faded back to 6th position. This battle for victory is incredible scenes here. Vettel right on the tail of Villagomez. These are the crucial podium positions. The top 3 get into the Grand Prix tomorrow. Vettel needs a podium at minimum if he wants to get his first Grand Prix start of the season. Aaron doesn't seem to care too much about that at the moment though. He's going for the victory here in GPM2. He knows how crucial this could be for a season. Could he fight for the championship? Could Leighton House fight to qualify in to GPM1 next season. Could they be the team to receive that crucial promotion position? Aaron, though, he's out front, but with 3 laps left in this race, it's Alonso trying to fight back down the inside here. Turn number 1, it's going to be tight once more. They are pushing the limit here of all they have. Vettel's behind them, trying to see any small chance to get into the mix. Scott Dixon, meanwhile, whilst his teammates in the lead, is moving up into 6th position here as he heads on to the penultimate lap of the race. Dixon through into 6th position for Verstappen a little later on the brakes, but we know down at turn number 1, if you're on the outside, there's just a little bit less grip out there, and you will lose that position. Great news for the Monster Energy 14. After some quieter times recently, they are really looking like the team in form here, but so are Muscle Moose and so are Leighton House. 3 teams all with duos up in the points paying positions is what we love to see here, as Dixon isn't going to settle for 6th, he's going for 5th spot here. To the inside and up into the top 5 positions. This battle has lost touch seemingly with the 4 drivers up at the front of the field. Villagomez seemingly slipping as well into a little bit of his own part of the racetrack, but at the start of the final lap, Fernando Alonso will lead us into turn number 1. It looks as though he's got a little bit of a gap over his rival, but as they head onto the back straight, just like we saw earlier in the season in Canada, it's going to be lap traffic that causes issues here. Alonso has to weave his way past Bortoletto. He's had to lift. That's going to allow Aaron into the mix. He's going to have a slipstream down to the final overtaking zone of the lap. Aaron's right on the tail of the race leader. It's Paul Aaron versus Fernando Alonso. Young versus old into the hairpin. Alonso on the outside. He has the lead for now. Can he get the exit he needs? Up on the curb is going to get a bit of wheel spin, and Paul Aaron is going to take the lead away as they head towards the line now. It's so close, plunging downhill and then steeply up again. It's Paul Aaron and Leighton House who are going to do it. They're going to win here. It's 4 winners in the first 4 races of the season. Aaron wins the Swedish round here in GPM2. What a drive, what a battle. Alonso just misses out, and Sebastian Vettel wasn't quite the victory that it could have been, but what a drive, up 11 positions from 14th on the grid. What an incredible race here in GPM2. More of that please tomorrow. So, for the second time this season, Paul Aaron is going to be going into the Grand Prix on Sunday. This time with a victory. He has not finished outside the top 6 all season, proving to be very consistent. Only 1 podium before this, but now starting to look like maybe he could be a real championship threat. Alonso, again, another driver with just 1 qualification to his name. It came in the season opener when he took victory. Vettel yet to qualify, a best finish of 4th before today, but again, a driver who is yet to finish outside of the top 6. So 2 of our 3 here, astonishingly consistent. Alonso with a victory and now a P2 to his name. The title fight in this championship is going to be oh so close. Villagomez in 4th just misses out on making it an emotional day for Leighton House Racing, not quite able to get 2 cars into the Grand Prix. Behind them you have Aitken and Scott Dixon. Max Verstappen just behind them, with the MTV Racing driver of Ayumu Iwasa in 8th spot, matching his personal best from earlier in the season. Behind him, his teammate Kevin Estre, with Ritomo Miata taking the final points-paying position, just barely ahead of Evans and O'Ward there, who just miss out on scoring points here today in Sweden. Incredibly, despite fading back in the race today all the way down into 7th spot, Verstappen does take the lead of the Drivers' Championship by just a point over Paul Aaron, who moves into 2nd. Antonelli, no points scored for him today, drops back to 3rd, 3 points off the lead. 8 points cover the top forward. Alonso in 4th on 53 points, but Sebastian Vettel with 45 to his name isn't too far back either. Speaking of Muscle Moose, they now take the lead of the Constructors' Championship by 4 points over Leighton House. 2 teams that weren't favourites coming into this season are suddenly 1st and 2nd, but Monster Energy are right there in 3rd, only 7 points off the lead, and Suzuki X-Star Racing only 17 points off, which with so many races still to go in the season, 8 more left in GPM2, it is at least a 4-way fight. Don't count out Adidas AMG. They may be a 1-car team, and they may have had a bit of a disaster this weekend, but they are only 22 points off. They can recover that as well. It's going to be an incredible fight for promotion. Sadly, it seems Canadian Racing, MTV Racing are going to find themselves in a little bit of a struggling position. They are a bit further off of that promotion position, but they're in their own little battle over 6th and 7th in the constructor standings. And of course, if any of the teams ahead have any issues, expect them to move up the order as well, but for now, it seems promotion may be a challenge too much for them in this season. Look to them to build for next season and hopefully get perhaps some qualifications into GPM1 just in the odd weekend, just to try and show what they can do. Go-Kai Twinblade, another team that have had some really interesting events so far this season. Bortoletto and O'Ward have run in some high positions, but still only 6 points scored for that team so far. Not the start of the season they would have hoped for, but a long, long way still to go. What a title fight we have, though. Incredible stuff. That's all from GPM2, though, here in Sweden. Next up, it is the Grand Prix here. You're going to have to wait until tomorrow, though, I'm afraid, so I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.